So now we've kind of covered the overall topic of digital adoption, why it's important, some of its trends, and some steps around how you could build a strategy to optimize your adoption of key systems. So next I want to introduce a little bit about Shoplogix, what we do, and then from there take you into some recent features that we've launched that actually help to empower our customers to drive their own adoption and get the most out of Shoplogix. So really the kind of key tagline here is that Shoplogix is a smart factory solution, and we help manufacturers on their operational excellence journey. This slide gives you a general overview of some of the overall product offering that we have within Shoplogix and all of the solutions. So you'll see there's quite a few different offerings that kind of all encompass to create an overall smart factory platform. And all around the edges, you'll see a lot of our different modules and add-ons that you can choose to add on to your existing solution to help build out that overall smart factory system. However, really at its core within the center, our core offering consists of really two main parts of our product. The first is our digital whiteboard. So this part of our product is focused around shop floor employees and is focused around real-time data and engagement with those employees. So common examples of how this system is used is a lot of dashboards throughout the shop floor to help give real-time performance monitoring, specific views and dashboards that help people in daily management type of flows like shift handover meetings, or operator entry stations where someone like an operator can give critical information about the root cause reasons of what's happening on the shop floor, like downtime reasons, comments, or being able to enter scrap and scrap reasons. And so the digital whiteboard is all about that information on the shop floor, real-time data, and the core analytics portal is all about historical analysis and rolling up that data across all of your plants in your entire organization and having a kind of wide open dashboarding tool that lets you have access to all of your production data, build your own dashboards and widgets, and be able to do a lot more deep dive analysis or any type of higher level information across longer time horizons or across multiple plants. And the reason that's highlighted there is because that's actually the focus of what we'll talk about for the rest of this webinar. Because the features that we've launched around digital adoption, KPIs, metrics, and our digital adoption dashboard have been launched within that analytics portal as a set of new KPIs you can select in the data browser, as well as an out-of-the-box dashboard that you can easily get access to. So anyone who subscribes to Shoplogix and has access to our core system will see these new adoption features launched within that analytics portal. So now I'll take you into some of the new things that we've launched around that digital adoption dashboard. So this is just a quick snapshot to give you a visual of what the dashboard looks like. But essentially, we have a new out-of-the-box dashboard and a set of KPIs that are available in this analytics portal. Some of the key benefits around being able to use this dashboard would include maximizing your ROI, as we talked about previously. So getting the most out of your subscription to make sure you're activating the key features within the system. Ensuring the accuracy and value of your core data. So we'll give a lot of examples around how that makes sense later. But essentially, by using some of our core functionality within the system, you help make sure that you are really maximizing the usefulness of your data. And then that kind of leads into the next point is around how focusing on adoption of these core features will help prime your data for actionable insights. And again, I'll have lots of examples in the following slides around how that makes sense. And then some of the key features of this dashboard and of the features you've launched within analytics would include this out-of-the-box dashboard that's available in the Shoplogix templates folder. So any user can easily go and find this and get immediate access to this dashboard, and it's ready to use. Like anything in our analytics portal, you'll have the ability to slice and filter these KPIs by any of your core production data, for example, by plant, shift, job, machine, or anything else really. And then again, like anything in our analytics portal, you can enjoy the full flexibility to adjust or configure your own dashboards. So you could take this dashboard and build off of it. You could build your own dashboard from the ground up. Our analytics portal really is kind of a full flexible solution and lets you build your own dashboards and widgets. So I've introduced the dashboard and the metrics at a high level. Now I want to actually walk you through each of the individual adoption metrics that we've launched, a little bit about why they're important and how they work. And then after this, I'll take you into a short demo and actually show you the dashboard itself. So the first one here is the downtime with reason percentage. Essentially what this measures is the percentage of your downtime that has a reason associated with it. So many Shoplogix users will already be aware, but for those who aren't, we're able to connect to machines on the shop floor and recognize different states of the machine. And one of those states would be a downtime state. Now, one of the core features within Shoplogix is the ability to apply a reason for that downtime. Now, this is fundamental to be able to help you drive continuous improvement because it lets you isolate on your top issues and really focus on which issues you need to target for continuous improvement initiatives. So being able to make sure that you have reasons associated with all of your downtime occurrences is critical to help you drive that, that continuous improvement and make sure that your data is as useful as possible and that you can take action based on that data. So generally, you want to see this metric maximized as much as possible. And it really comes down to the shop floor level, folks who are, shift leaders or operators who are closest to the events as they occur. You want to make sure they're applying those reasons as they happen. The next core metric is around the usage of scrap or machines reporting scrap. So essentially, this calculates the average percentage of machines reporting daily scrap. So basically, it looks for 1 unit of scrap per machine per day. And this is based on studies we did across our user base about the typical amount of usage of the scrap feature that we saw. It's generally a proxy metric. We didn't want to assume that scrap needs to be in use every hour or that every job has some scrap. So generally, this is sort of a minimum level usage. We're expecting that you should at least have 1 unit of scrap logged per machine per day. And this will track the percentage to which that actually occurs. The reason it's important to use the scrap feature in Shoplogix is around data accuracy. And again, around creating that actionable data and being able to use it for improvement. So we can connect to your machines and recognize when production is occurring, but we also want to be able to connect and have input from the shop floor to recognize when there's quality defects and scrap that's occurring. And that can help make sure you can differentiate between your total production and your good production and really isolate on the different the scrap reasons to be able to figure out what your common quality defects are. The next metric, which is actually one of my favorite ones, it's pretty interesting, is the proper rates percentage. So basically this tracks the percentage of uptime when production is within your expected rate. So as many of you are probably aware, machines will generally be producing different things over time. It's very common that there will be a concept of a job changeover or a product changeover. And because of these differences that are occurring on a machine over time, it's generally assumed that each product will have some different set of expectations with it in terms of its expected speed. And this metric helps you track the overall health and accuracy of those expected speed metrics. So the reason that this is important is because it will actually flag cases where your machines are running faster than the expected rate. So for example, here, this rate being at 60% shows you that 40% of the time you're actually running faster than the expectation. The reason that this is important to focus on is because failing to set your expected rates correctly or setting them artificially too low can result in inflating your performance and OEE metric and making it harder for you to actually identify opportunities to improve. So you generally want to be able to set your expected rates to a higher level of what your kind of max expectation is, and then leave that room below that for you to actually identify where you're achieving less than the expected rate and be able to drive into that. But if your rates are set artificially too low, it will lead to inflated metrics. So this is a key metric to help you be able to check on the quality of your job rates that you monitor within Shoplogix. The next key feature would be the machines using comments feature. So again, this is similar to the scrap metric, where it measures the average percentage of machines using daily comments. So it looks for at least 1 comment per day per machine. And again, this was based on the average usage of the comments feature we saw throughout Shoplogix. We didn't want to assume that you need a comment every state or every job or every hour. So this is sort of a minimum threshold, expecting that at least every day on a machine, you'll be having at least 1 comment. The reason it's important to focus on comments is, again, back to the usefulness of your data and its ability to help you drive actionable change and have actionable insights. The reason for that is that it helps you get to the root causes of problems. In a lot of manufacturing processes, you'll have something like a 5 why approach or other type of problem-solving solutions where you'll really try to drill down into why something is happening. And often it really helps to have that contextual information that's just, free text information inputted by an operator that helps you really understand, actually get down to the root cause of why some top downtime reasons might be occurring, for example. The next metric here is around the usage of the jobs feature in Shoplogix. So this is the percentage of your uptime when you have an active job in place. So I mentioned that machines are often producing different things over time. So generally, the way to capture the right expectations around measurement of production correctly when those different production runs are happening is through the use of the jobs feature in Shoplogix. Each job essentially represents a production run. And those production runs will generally have different sets of information that are critical to make sure your data is accurate. One of those being the expected speed, but also other things like the cycle factor, for example. So just in general, this is a high level check to see, are you using the job feature in general? And if you're a manufacturing operation that focuses around producing multiple products and different products over time, you generally want to make sure that you're using that job feature as much as possible to make sure your data is accurate. And then the last metric that we have available is the overall adoption metric. And really, this is just a weighted average, an equally weighted average across all of those previous 5 metrics that I mentioned. So this can really act as your North Star or your focus for the plant. And you can really try to optimize this metric and use the other 5 metrics as indicators or things to slice or dig deeper into to understand why your overall adoption might be lower than expected.